diving in, I am going to start with my brows. That it's about that time to get them done. Good morning from Alabama. And right now I'm just combing them out using a disposable spoolie. And my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown is what I use all the time to fill them in using an angle brush. I get my eyebrows threaded and I try to get them done every 3 weeks. Sometimes it's once a month. It really just depends. I try to stick to it every 3 week getting them done. And as I'm filling them in, I'm really just adjusting the shape a tad. Like my eyebrows really don't grow as full as I'd like them to on the top. So I'm just filling that in and kind of leaving the center alone. I also feel like threading lasts longer. And I couldn't be imagining that, but whenever I get threading, I feel like it lasts longer. And then when I've waxed previously, it doesn't last as long, like maybe 2 weeks, and I feel like the shape is different. Okay, after I fill it in, I am just gonna comb it in with the spoolie. Yeah, I do think so, and I don't know why that is. Hold on 1 second. Every 2 months? Whoa. I wish I could do every 2 months. My brows are get too wild for that. And next I'm going to use LA Pro Girl concealer in the shade Toffee, and once I find my brush, I'm just going to highlight the bottom of the eyebrows. And the reason why I start with the eyebrows first is because it frames the face and it frames where you're going to place your eyeshadow. Whoa. Okay, after that, I'm going to move on to basing my lid using using NYX in Skin Tone. That was actually my concealer that I did on just the brow area. So it's almost like highlighting, you know, if you've tuned in before, I usually highlight after the eyeshadow. Well, recently I switched to highlighting the bottom of the brow because I found it made the eye application a little easier. So that part was highlighting just the bottom of the brow using concealer. Okay, now that the eyes are prepped, it's time to get into the eyeshadow, and I'm going to be working out of a couple different palettes, but first I'm going to be using this nude matte tone, and it is from NYX and it's called Blame It on Midnight. And using a fluffy flat brush, I'm just going to tap it on the entire bottom lid. Or not bottom lid, but the entire lid. Then moving on to the favorite transition color, which is in the Lime Crime palette, and it is called Icon. Fluffy, actually a large blending brush, MAC 224, but any large blending brush will do. Doesn't have to be MAC's. I think MAC may have stopped making this brush, I'm not sure. I think Paige, you told me they don't have it anymore. Oh, but it's online. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. And next, just right underneath the brow bone, I'm using Creation. And I'm adding it just to the very top of where the transition color is. And I'm done with that palette. Oh, so now time for the metallic tones. So I am in, what palette is this? The 225 Ultimate Palette by Coastal Scents. The 252 palette. And the color that I'm going to use, there are going to be two different colors I'm using out of here that are all already shimmery. But remember, I told you guys to make them stand out or make them more metallic, like you spray your setting powder while you're applying the eyeshadow. So the setting powder that I'm going to use is Mist and Fix by Makeup Forever. And I'm going to find my copper tone. And, okay, let's see. I don't see a copper tone. Okay, so I'm going to switch to this color right here. And unfortunately, I don't have the name because they don't post the name on these palettes. So what I'm going to do is just get a good amount of product on the brush, spray it with Mist and Fix, and pat it right in the center of the lid. Get product and then spray. Reason being is you don't want your actual shadow wet. It starts getting weird after that. Yes, it does tend to get a little messed up that way. This spray is Mist and Fix by Makeup Forever. However, any setting spray or even water will work. Okay, then a darker, oh, man, I dropped it. Okay. Which tone do I want to use? Then with the same brush, just the opposite side, I am going to do this, one of those fell. I'm going to do this dark, it's not really a dark brown, but it's like a golden brown. I'm just going to take the same brush, but flip it to the opposite side. Grab a good amount of product just because I don't want it to mix with the golden tone. Spray and pat right in the corner. And I'm doing right in the corner and stopping just before I get into the center. And that is because I want it to be a gradient. I want it to fade into the golden tone that we first put on. Now with the Mist and Fix or spraying a setting spray, you can do it on matte tones too, but what it does is it just makes matte tones not metallic but just more vibrant. You can do it with loose powders as well, and what it does with loose powders is it makes them stick better, because you know with loose pigments and things it tends to get messy sometimes, or you feel like it moves around when you're applying it. So you can use the setting spray technique for matte and on loose pigments. Just an FYI. And then the other side. Okay, thank you for tuning in for a minute. And sometimes the brushes get too wet, so you do have to switch them up or wipe off the product. And when it does that, sometimes it's hard to pick up the shadow, which is happening right now. All right. You guys are so quiet. Paige, you are funny. Now I'm just gonna darken it up with a brownish tone. Okay. Then using your fluffy brush again, make sure there's no product on it whatsoever. And right where the two colors meet, just kind of do circular motions. What you're doing is blending in the two tones so it is natural, like it fades into the color. You don't want like an abrupt like golden tone and golden brown. You want it to kind of fade into each other. So you're blending it in by where the two meet, doing light circular motions. Make sure you don't have a heavy hand, because you will blend that eyeshadow away. So if you know you have a heavy hand, hold your brush towards the end, and that forces you to have a lighter hand. Okay, and that's it for the eyes. As far as shadows go, the next step is wing liner, using my favorite, the Bobbi Brown black gel, and it's called Black Ink. And using just an eyeliner brush, really skinny. And I'm gonna draw my wings. I didn't. You guys know I can't talk and draw wings at the same time. Okay, and just an FYI, when you're drawing your wings, you really want to make sure that it is the thickest part is right in the center and it fades into a wing. When it comes to wing eyeliner, you don't want to have it the same width along the eye, all around the eye. You want it to gradually get thicker as you get to the wing. All right, wings are on. The next step is going to be lashes, and I'm actually doubling them up today, meaning I'm wearing 2 pair of lashes, and I am wearing 213 and 217. How you double up your lashes? Actually, let me open it up. Okay, so how you double up your lashes is just put them together and add the glue. Yeah, doubling up is like one of my favorite things to do when I keep the eyes subtle and am going for more of a dramatic look. You just have to make sure they are everyone got jokes. You never worn lashes. Well, you have to try them, because once you start wearing lashes, I'm telling you, it's like an addiction. They really open up your eyes. They just, even if you do like a simple makeup application, it just makes everything look great. I feel like lashes are a necessity all the time. So just letting them dry for a second so it can get tacky. Yes, I think so. Like even if you have natural lashes, they're never gonna look like false. What false lashes look like? I did find my You know what? Boys and men, they always tend to have good lashes. Like their lashes are always thick. I don't know why. I did find my tweezers. They were lost in my makeup kit. And that's when you know your makeup kit is a little big, or I need to get it organized. I'm gonna go with I need to get it organized. Because you can never have too much makeup. Okay, just putting the next ones together. The only tricky thing about doubling up on lashes is you really do want to make sure that they are even, like the part that you put near your lash line, that it's even. You don't want one sticking higher than the other, because it will, one, bother you all day, and two, harder to get to your lash line. All right. Okay, hold on. I have to get out of frame because I can't see. You guys know I'm blind. All right, lashes are on. Eyes are done. Moving on to the makeup, the rest of the foundation routine. So I told you guys before, I got this tone adjusting face primer from e.l.f. Make sure you practice before you try to do it for an event, just because it can be frustrating your first time. And using Revlon Color Stay in Cappuccino and Caramel. Oh, yeah, it does. Practice makes perfect when it comes to your lashes. They are tricky to do. Yes, be sure to tag me in whatever your makeup picks are. Okay, using the Kaylin Oh Wow brush, which buffers your foundation. It does all the work for you. This is like the best brush in the world when it comes to putting on your foundation. You use your knockoff and you liked it too? That's good to know that it works. Yeah, the Oh Wow brush is like everything, just because you don't have to worry about streaks, none of that. It just makes everything, especially if you're a beginner, it's definitely worth the investment, which it's about anywhere between $17 to $25. There are a few brands out there that are creating a knockoff to the Oh Wow brush, and I have not tried them, so I can't tell you guys if they're as good, but you know, some people are saying it is. So you can always try it, especially because I think the knockoffs are like $3. Now I'm highlighting underneath my eye. I do not like Bare Minerals for when it comes to foundation for women of color because it never seems to keep the warmth in our skin tones, and so I never suggest powder foundation. And I know some people have really oily skin and they like it, but when it comes to Bare Minerals and foundations, no, I'm not a fan of it. More expensive versions of the Owl brush. Oh, okay. I think when it comes to the old Wow brush, and I would not spend more than, oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, wait, let me finish this and then I'll talk about mixing that, oh, I just changed the shape of my brow. Mixing the two, the moisturizer and foundation. When it comes to Old Wow brush, I wouldn't spend more than $17 to $25 because I don't, at that point, for other brands, you're paying for the name of the brand, not really what the brush can do. And then a while back, I gave the tip of, instead of buying like the BB creams and the tinted moisturizer, if you want to dilute your foundation and have a lighter coverage, maybe you don't want to do a full face that day, you can do half your regular moisturizer and half your foundation. What that does is it dilutes your foundation, gives it a lighter coverage, and allows it to be a little more wearable if you don't want to have a full coverage. So that's the tip that she was talking about. And it's real easy, just half and half, or you can mix as much as you want depending on how translucent you want your coverage to be. Wow, Scotty, you didn't put the tribal face on when I started this? And when I was highlighting, I adjusted the shape of my brow on this side. So I'm going to fill that in really quick. Okay, and setting with a translucent powder, only the highlighted areas. That's your diet advice page, spend money on makeup. To be honest, I am not buying any makeup for a while. I'm going to put myself on a budget. No buy challenge. Yes, it was just starting to get out of hand. It's a serious addiction, it really is. And I was like, I'm done buying things that I don't need. So obviously if I run out of foundation, yes, I'm gonna buy foundation, but I'm just not buying anything brand new, because if you guys could see what my makeup kit looks like, you would know that it's a serious problem. So now I am just setting lightly with the Sacha Buttercup powder, and it has a yellow tint to keep the warmth in my face. Just setting all where the foundation is. Now contouring with City Color Contour Effects, and the fluffy angled brush from Coastal Scents. Using the contour, I'm just going to contour and carve out my cheeks a little bit more. Whatever, babe. It's kind of late now. Get out of here with all of that. See, they're defending me. It's pretty anyway. Alright, now I'm contouring my nose. I'm using the bronze tone in the City Color palette, and I like to squeeze this so it's a direct line. I just let it sit until I'm done contouring. So after I'm done contouring, I will wipe it off. So there's no like, oh, it has to set for 10 minutes or 5, 3, whatever. I just do it after I'm done with all my contour steps. Okay, and you guys know my favorite blush, Fever by MAC. And blush is just supposed to be a hint. The only time I say you should go a little bit more on blush is when you are going to be taking pictures, because pictures, camera, all of that takes 30% of your makeup off. So you definitely have to go a little bit heavier when doing your makeup for cameras and things like that. Just an FYI, but usually I like to do just a hint of the blush. And make sure that it's 2 fingers width away from your nose. And time to highlight. Starting with the LA Girl contour stick is what they call it. But I would not use it for contour because it's super shiny. And it's in the color Brazen because they have tons of these. And right where this is, yes, it's kind of strobing, except for strobing uses a ton more highlighting, but yes. So there's 2 different terms for highlighting. Highlighting is when you highlight the face using your concealer, and then using a highlighter, which is something with shimmer. That's what everyone is calling strobing now. But it's also called highlighting. Thanks, Dominique. Be sure to take pictures and tag me in your look, in your selfie look before you go to the party. Okay, so after all of that, here comes the fun part. It is the red glitter lip, right? So, two ways you can do it. The two ways you can achieve this. One is you can get a lipstick that is red and is like shiny or glossy, and put it on your lips and then put the glitter on. The only thing is when you do that, the glitter is going to move around on your lips a lot. So you want to make sure that you keep that in mind. I usually base the lips with a matte lipstick, and then after the matte lipstick, I do what I've been doing this entire week is using the Violet Voss glitter adhesive, or you can use lash glue on the lips. Does it feel funny? Yes, but it will stick in place all day, and it'll stick in place all day or all evening. I wouldn't do this. Is definitely not a day look. It'll stick in place all evening and it'll look nice, and when the camera hits, it will be gorgeous. So first step is you want to line your lips, and I'm using Ruby Woo by MAC, and I'm going to line the lips. Glitter adhesive, I got mine online. But I'm telling you, clear lash glue is the same thing as this Violet Voss. Now, when you're lining your lips, you do want to make sure that you are really neat in doing so, because you're going to use that as your guideline. So you can either, and because I like my lipstick to be a little bit more of a darker tone of a red, I am using the Kaylin tinted lip balm, and it's called Big Apple, and I'm just going to go right over the lip liner. And it is important, you still do have to wear lipstick, because if it's a base for the glitter. And if you don't, if you just do the glitter only, the glitter will almost look translucent. The lip color was called Big Apple by Kaylin, and this is what it looks like. Okay, and using a brush, where's my little crafts brush? Okay. All week I've been using a crafts brush to apply the adhesive, because the glue is really, really hard to get off of your, thank you Scotty for pointing that out, thank you. The lash adhesive or glitter adhesive, whatever you're using, is really hard to get out of your brushes. So use a brush that you don't care about, or an inexpensive brush. Like this is literally like Crayola's craft brush. They say you shady. Ooh. Yes, to apply the glitter. And do one lip at a time. Glitter, I'm using regular glitter from the craft store. Like, I got a whole set from Walmart, and as long as it's ultra fine, then you can use it. You don't have to buy the glitter that is at MAC or any other makeup store. Although NYX glitter is not very expensive, so you could do theirs. It does last all day. That's why you, or all evening. I don't know if you would do this all day, wear this all day. It's definitely not a day look. And then you're gonna have to clean up. Dang, petty. Scotty, you just throwing shade this morning. And you definitely have to clean up. Just because you want it to be neat. No, you wouldn't lick your lips because it feels different than lipstick. It really does. So you would know it's on there. Petty Paul. You guys are funny this morning. Now remember, when you do this, the glitter is only going to stick to wherever you applied the adhesive. So remember that. It will only stick to wherever you apply the adhesive. So if you miss a spot on your lips, it will fall out. I've done this look before, more for photo shoot, and it stayed. It didn't move around. It was almost a 10-12 hour day, and it was good. So you can do that. And start off with the ombre look, and you can do it as much as you want, or as little as you want. It's totally up to you guys. So this is the glitter on the lips look, and I'll show you all the different colors that I have. And I got this from Walmart, and I want to say I spent like anywhere from $6 to $8, maybe even 10. I don't remember. I've had these for a long time. So that is pretty much the gist of today. Ombre glitter. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's gonna be a hard one. That's gonna be hard. So let me know if that works out for you. Not saying you can't do it, but just because glitter just moves around so much. So that's pretty much the end look. Yes, please tag me. Please tag me. And then don't forget to use the hashtag Deandra Taught Me, created by Miss Chloe, on here. What else? Tomorrow is going to be a golden glitter look. And it's going to be a sharp cut crease. Now, we've done cut creases here before. I've showed you guys how to do it, but a sharp cut crease I haven't really dived into. So it's going to be a sharp cut crease with gold glitter and a red lip, but a regular red lip, just so you guys know. And that is tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you guys do any of these looks at all, please tag me. Please tag me on Facebook, on Instagram. If you don't want to put them on social media, you can email them with along with your questions and your topics at Deandra Giselle, which is on or DeandraGiselle@gmail.com, and then I'm Deandra Giselle on all social media. If you watch any of the YouTube tutorials, because I post all of these tutorials on YouTube, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And then I have more tutorials coming up that are shorter. I'm getting ready to kind of redo my the makeup website. If you're talking about the makeup store, if you go to my Instagram page, the link is in the bio. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm getting ready to kind of redo a lot of the Periscope looks that I've done and do them in a shorter tutorial for you guys so that it's easier to look at the looks and quicker to look at them instead of like 30 and 45 minutes. So I'll be doing that in my makeup tutorial category. So that's pretty much the gist of that. You guys, I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think that's it. You guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your day. One more day to the weekend for you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, beauties.